In the heart of rural America, where highways cut through endless fields and forests, lies a stretch of road whispered about in hushed tones. It's a road that doesn't appear on any official maps, yet those who claim to have traveled it speak of strange happenings, ghostly apparitions, and unexplainable phenomena. This is the tale of a group of friends who dared to embark on what would become the most terrifying road trip of their lives. The sun hung low in the sky as four friends piled into a beat-up old van, eager for adventure. There was Jake, the thrill-seeker who had suggested the trip, Sarah, the skeptic who didn't believe in ghosts, Ben, the quiet and cautious one, and Emily, the adventurous soul who was always up for a challenge. Their destination? A mysterious highway that locals referred to only as the Lost Road. Legends spoke of its winding path through dense woods, its eerie silence broken only by the distant howls of unseen creatures. But despite the warnings, the friends were undeterred. They craved excitement, and the Lost Road promised plenty of it. As they drove deeper into the countryside, the landscape changed from rolling hills to dense forest. The road narrowed, twisting and turning through the trees like a serpent. Strange symbols and graffiti adorned the occasional signpost, adding to the sense of foreboding. As night fell, they found themselves enveloped in darkness, the only illumination coming from the van's headlights. The air grew colder, and an oppressive silence settled over the forest. Jake cracked a nervous joke, but his laughter sounded hollow in the stillness. Suddenly, Sarah pointed ahead. "Look!" she exclaimed. In the glow of the headlights, they saw a figure standing in the middle of the road. It was a young woman, her long hair whipping in the wind. Jake slowed the van to a stop, and they rolled down the windows to speak to her. "Are you okay?" Emily called out. But the woman didn't respond. Instead, she simply stared at them with empty eyes, her expression unreadable. A chill ran down Sarah's spine, and she urged Jake to drive on. But as they passed the woman, she vanished into thin air, leaving behind only a faint echo of laughter that sent shivers down their spines. Determined to brush off the encounter as a trick of the mind, they continued down the Lost Road, their nerves on edge. But the further they traveled, the more bizarre things became. They encountered phantom hitchhikers who disappeared when they drew near, shadowy figures that darted between the trees, and strange lights that danced in the darkness. And all the while, the feeling of being watched never left them, as if unseen eyes were following their every move. As the hours passed, their fear grew, and they began to argue amongst themselves, each blaming the others for their predicament. But in their hearts, they knew that they were all in this together, bound by the shared terror of the Lost Road. Finally, just as they thought they couldn't take anymore, they saw a faint glow up ahead. It was the end of the Lost Road, and beyond it lay safety and salvation. With a collective sigh of relief, they pressed on, eager to leave the horrors of the night behind them. But as they emerged from the darkness, they realized that their ordeal was far from over. For waiting for them at the edge of the Lost Road was a sight that would haunt them for the rest of their days. It was a sign, weathered and worn, with a single word written in faded letters: "Welcome." And as they drove past it, they knew that they would never truly escape the Lost Road, for its terrors would live on in their memories forever.